was interesting when I was an undergraduate, I was taking an abnormal psych course, and we were going through this one disorder, and the professor said something that really just hit me, and it's always been with me. And he said that this disorder is a uniquely human disorder.
Interesting.
Oh, I thought that because he says there's no animal models for it. We can't create an animal model for it, and it seems only to be for human beings. And you know what that disorder is? Any guesses?
Something to do with the numinous.
No, well, ultimately, I will bring it there. Schizophrenia.
Oh,
Schizophrenia is a uniquely human disorder. Now, what is schizophrenia? Well, ultimately, it's a cognitive disorder that
yeah.
represents a profound breakdown in personal meaning. I
Uh-huh.
mean, schizophrenics are unable to pull a sense of identity out, a sense of coherence and plan. And that's where the schizophrenia is. And what I find interesting is that the numinous, I believe, is the other end of that dimension. It's that part of who we are where we create ultimate meaning for ourselves, a resilient sense of meaning that can guide us through our entire life. So
Mm.
there is this meaning-making
Very
capacity that
interesting.
human beings have
Mm.
at a tremendous level that no other animal seems to share it.
That's powerful. Thank you. I'm so glad we got there because now I'm thinking about, okay, but it's sometimes people with schizophrenia will make all kinds of meaning, but it's not coherent and it doesn't sustain them.
Right,
It ends up being pathological because it doesn't help.
right.
It's like
Because
my meaning is that I'm Jesus, or my meaning is that in whatever they're out to get me or whatever.
whatever,
But that's meaning that is non-numinous. Numinous is by definition the sense of it's a
transcendent.
yeah, it's self-transcendence. It's a self-transcendent sense of awe or wonder and recognition of the interdependencies and connection. And so the grandiosity, et cetera, can't really be there in the same space as the numinous.
Right,
That's really beautiful.
right.
It
And
is.
also, just to keep going on it, the schizophrenic, when you look at their sense of self is all wrapped up in whatever sense of their own personal identity.
Yeah.
The numinous person, person high on the numinous, has a sense of self that ultimately can embrace all things in life.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's a bigger
Yes.
sense. I have a term, for many, many years, we're always trying to ask the question, what's the opposite end of spirituality? What's the low pole? When someone says, I'm not spiritual, what does that mean? Well, it took like 25 years, but I finally came across a concept that applies. And I
Yeah.
got it from a Eastern Orthodox theologian. It's called hyparxiolatry. Hyparxiolatry is it's like idolatry where the self becomes the object of worship.
Oh,
That's
wow.
all about me. There's like
Isn't that narcissism?
well, no, it's not narcissism. It's I need to preserve me. The man uses the examples of murderers and thieves and criminals. It's all about them. Their life is about I need money for me. I need to take care of my
How
lifestyle.
is that
I need
different from narcissism? Oh, is
narcissism.
it because it's about the separation? So narcissists can still try to be in relationship and kind of seek out relationship, but this is really about a belief in separation between people.
Well, it's a belief that I need to survive as best as I possibly can.
Well, but everyone kind of has to have a healthy dose of that.
Absolutely. The narcissist, though, is somebody who's completely detached. They're just totally swept up in the beauty and glory of who they are as an individual.
Got it.
When they take tests and measures, they never come out with any problems or difficulties, never any challenges because they're just wonderful people. And
Right.
that's not what the hyparxiotic person is like. For
Oh,
them, it's like, well, I got to make sure I got enough money to pay my bills. I want to make sure that I have a place to live, I have good food, that I have influence,
they're the opposite of self-transcendent.
very
Yeah.
much, because
Yeah.
it's all about me.
Yeah.
Just myself is me. And the transcendent person, myself is all things.
Yeah.
I'm able to embrace, the fact that we're all part of the planet. There's a whole biome here that, I can
Well,
pull it all together.
this person, the numinist, is the person who can think of the extinction of the human race on this planet and go, well, it might be for the best.
Oh, I don't think so. Well,
No,
that's
no, no. It's not that they
No?
don't
I love
care.
that. I love that question. It's an interesting thing about how
Yes.
people create meaning. In fact,
Yes.
one of the things that I'm working on now, for example, the Numinous has three key questions that we need to deal with and that are the heart of our existential nature. Okay. And these are three,
Yeah.
I got this from Paul Tillich. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
Yeah, wonderful.
He's a
Yes.
wonderful,
Yes.
love this guy. But he calls them three fears. And that the number one fear that human beings have is what? Any guesses?
Death?
Bingo. We have a winner. No more calls, please. Yes, the fear of death. Is death the end
Yeah.
in my
Yeah.
life?
Yeah.
Number one fear. The next fear that we have, does life carry any intrinsic meaning?
Yeah, the
This is
meaninglessness, fear of meaninglessness.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And the third one, which I find very important and has been really undeveloped until I'm doing, is worthiness, which is,
Am I worthy? Yeah.
life challenges us about our life. Now, we're all imperfect. We make mistakes. We're not there. But overall, am I making a positive difference in life? Is
Yeah.
my presence and contribution here net positive, or am I just no good whatsoever? Which is a worthlessness, which
Right.
leads to really massive psychological problems. This is
Yeah.
not self-esteem.
And this is
something very
often,
different.
Yeah.
yeah, this is often captured in something I say a lot, which is that my goal is to contribute something, however small,
Yeah, absolutely.
to the betterment of a community, a family, a town, however big, wherever
And
it
you're a
goes,
numinous person.
however it scales, that's kind of my goal.